Hello, ma'am. So, in today's episode, we'll continue talking about the programming and chess, right?
Part 2.
Part 2. So, my first question would be to tell us more about your journey around programming.
Yeah, as I've told you, I started during my uni, and since that time I am practicing, and I would say till the date I'm practicing.
Okay. And do you have any students?
Yes, I have students. I basically have I have experience of teaching since my uni because I was taking classes of my junior students from my department, and then I was working, and now I also have some students that I am teaching, and every weekend that from the really basic level of them. So they just started, and they started with me, and now they're learning.
So, what are the most important things to know about when starting programming? What do you see in your students?
The basics. I saw many students struggling about basics a lot because they're always really concerned about how to start. So the starting, they're confused, and afterwards, once they know the basics, they know which point they are in now, then it gets easier for them. So from my understanding so far, the hardest part is the starting, like beginning.
Yeah, beginning is always the hardest, but how to start programming actually? How do you start with your students?
So of course, today's time, everyone knows about the computer, the digital things. So it's not really hard for them to grasp the main thing, that what are we trying to do, and they literally get it easily. But the one thing is really creates lots of struggle sometimes. It's about the understanding of how I am writing something on the screen. It's getting into the computer on its instruction level. So that's the hardest part they get. But then after some time, it gets easier for them. Like when they get that, okay, I'm writing something, and of course the today's programming languages are really high level languages. You can literally know what it means.
So what does high level programming mean?
Okay, high level programming means it's closer to human language. So there are low level programming, high level programming. So there are some programming languages that you can write codes and you can literally read them, like print hello world. So you can, from the understanding of a human knowledge, you can say that print hello world, like print something which is hello world. But the assembly language, if we talk about the assembly, the microcontroller and microprocessor level of programming, they're like just with some uh, keywords, defined keywords, or binary level of instructions. So those are low level. So these are the difference.
So with your students in the beginning, do you start with low level programming language or you go to high level programming language from the start?
Well, I cannot teach them from the low level programming languages.
You cannot do that with the night.
Oh, I can take here. Wait, you got me lost.
Maybe your high level programming language can
Is
do
not
that.
working. Okay, no, it does not matter. But baby, I can take this, right? I can take this one.
You could, but it's not really effective, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. Okay.
All right. So, do you start with low level or high level programming language?
Do I start with low level or high level, right? That's the question.
Yeah, we all want to know.
Yeah, of course, I start with the understanding of binary numbers and memory. The memory is like what is the 1024, the progression of the number, and these are really basic knowledge of the number techniques. And of course, everybody needs to know it before they start programming, because these are the things that foundation level of knowledge. So of course, we start with high level so that it's readable and it's understandable. Like, so this is a really famous thing. I even started with that. The first code I wrote in my life was in C. Printf hello world. So it's like the saying hello to the world of programming. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of thing that everyone knows when it comes to programming. That first you have to print hello world. I did that too. You did that too, but I don't know if you know what is the reason why. Because I don't know why we print hello world. Is it?
It's not. There is no reason. It's just.
It's just a nerdy thing.
It just really. I don't know. It looks really posh. That hello world of programming. But I remember, the first code I wrote in my first class. It was the non-credit. It was not credited. The course was not credited. So I wrote my name. Hello, my name. So I didn't know how to write it. So technically, I didn't write my first code with hello world. I said no hello. Yeah, printf hello my name. So yeah, then second code I wrote hello world. I remember, and then the black screen pop up when you run the code. I remember that. But okay, enough of me. Tell me about your chess life. How it started.
I started really early in kindergarten. I remember there was a teacher who was teaching chess in kindergarten. I think it was the last year of kindergarten, so I was maybe 7 years old. 6 or 7, I think 6 or 7, yeah. And I still remember my first class. So it was the chess teacher that happened to be my really long-term chess teacher, and we spent a lot of years together afterwards, after that first lesson. But it all started then. So I remember there were a bunch of kids, and we went to the classroom, and there was this teacher, and he told us to set up the pieces. So I think maybe I was late. Maybe there were some lessons already behind most of the kids. But this was the first one for me. So I remember when he said set up the pieces. So I didn't know how to set up the pieces. So I just set it up according to how I liked it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the teacher came to me and he said, no, it's not how you set up the
But
pieces.
how did you like it? I would really like to know how did you like it?
I think somehow I was really close to the usual setup.
Yeah.
But as far as I remember, my bishops were a little off. Like they were in place of rooks or something like this. So I didn't have any idea what chess is or what the chess setup looked like. But I don't know. Somehow I felt like it, and yeah, that's how it started. And then I learned how to play chess. Then he taught us the rules, and I remember 1 year later I participated in one of the first tournaments in my life, and I won the category boys till 9 years old. So I was the city champion back then. till 9 years old. So
Okay.
I was really happy about that, but then I was just mostly casual player. I didn't train to be professional, but I was playing on many tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
and my progress was really slow, I think. Slow but steady. I was progressing over the years, but I was not like the kind of chess talent like Magnus Carlsen or someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a very good move.
Oh, okay. Wait, no, I wanted to.
That's
Why
also that. Oh yeah, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, your time is going.
So I think this first glimpse of chess I had when I set up my first game in a wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I somehow got this feeling for the rest of my chess life because I never really followed any rules. I was not into reading chess books.
Mm-hmm.
I was participating in a chess club and training with like my peers, but
Mm-hmm.
I never took it to the really serious level. Like, all right, now I'm gonna study for like end games or middle game.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, I was learning by my own experience.
But I think you have really decent amount of achievement throughout your chess life.
Yeah, when you start really early in any sport, it will be really natural for you to to get some achievements.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my biggest achievement was participating in the World Youth Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I was maybe 42nd then.
Mm-hmm.
The place was not that high, but I remember I was maybe 13 years old, and I remember competing against the guys from Cambodia, Azerbaijan, and it was my first encounter with like
International.
so many foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
Before I didn't even know there are this many countries in this world, and it was really interesting. I remember one guy from Cambodia offered me a draw, and he literally said draw.
Mm-hmm.
But my English was not that good that time, and I didn't really know what that means, so I just ignored it. And I remember when he was really confused because he was expecting some answer, but we just kept playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that time I wanted to offer a draw to him, so I just wrote 1.5, like half point
Okay.
on a chess blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Blanket? No. How to say?
Notepad.
Note, yeah.
Okay.
I'm confusing my two languages. So I would say it's really fun. It gave me a lot of memories, a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
So some of my friends that I met during the chess tournaments now, they are like, one of them is playing basketball professionally. He won a national championship with his team. The other one is really famous musician,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember playing against them when we were 14, 15, even younger, and now looking at the squad that we got separated, but a lot of them achieved something outside of chess. That really is fun to see. I really like it because at the end the life doesn't end at chess,
Mm-hmm.
but the memories you have and the bonding you created during those tournaments, well, going all around the country together, it was really good experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really grateful for that.
Okay, that's amazing. And also, as far as I remember that, even if, when I search with your name now, even now I can see some of your tiny pictures of yours and some websites of your high school and
Yeah, I have the
elementary
history. I
schools.
have the history, even in Google search.
Yeah.
There are some of my photos, which I would like not to not be there.
That's cute. Okay, don't judge yourself. I would, but I would say one thing is that when it comes to um, this kind of achievement in life, it's less of memories, more of nostalgia. That
Yeah, that's true.
like you think about now you're saying that I had many friends and I met some amazing people and now they're something. So we grow up really fast, really fast. So that other day I was looking at my Facebook and I was seeing some of my so of course our uni had the computing club for the programming. So my juniors, the student I used to take class, they are like now working in this software company, that software company, and they all grew up, and it just I feel like this is not just some that we just spend those time, we live those life. No, it's just part of it. And when I think of this, when I look back, I feel like, oh my gosh, okay, so much changed, so many things changed without even understanding it.
That's true.
Okay. Um, hmm.
That's a really true thing that you can look back at your past and you live day by day, but nothing seems to be changing. And then you look at the past after some time and you see that everything changed.
Everything changed, exactly. That's true.
All right. So, what is the programmer thinking process right now in this situation?
Thinking really hard.
What is the algorithm behind that beautiful mind?
Okay. Wow, that's a weird move.
Playing fast.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you, what is the best memory you have from your competitive programming or just development programming experience, or even from teaching?
Mhm. What's the best memory? That's pretty. That's pretty complicated because there are many best memories of it. Like there is nothing best. I cannot say anything best. Rather, the collection of memories are so vast that it's really hard for me to choose. But I remember one time where we were organizing one inter department programming contest. So I was the only female. So basically, this is really
Yeah.
beautiful that today's world are getting really involved with female programmers, but when few years back it was not that much prominent. So once I was on an inter-department programming contest and intra-department programming contest. It was in between our different classes. So my juniors, when the contest ended, my juniors were saying that we want to be like you.
That's good.
That was the best moment.
All right. So for this game, I would offer a draw because
Why?
it was a really good conversation. I don't want to end it in a fight.
Okay, it's a draw.